Hey everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us today and coming back. My name is Adrian San Miguel. I am a partner enterprise architect here at AWS, and I'm joined for the very first time, finally, by my colleague Jillian. Say hi, Jillian.
Hi everyone, Senior Solutions Architect. I'm really excited here for the summit, but the real stars of today's segment is the folks from Brainbox. So let's do some intros.
Hey everybody, my name's Harton Code. I'm Chief of Staff at Brainbox AI.
And hello everybody, Jean-Simon Ben, one of the founders of Brainbox AI and presently playing the role of CTO.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yes.
Is that right? No, for those in the audience that may not have heard of you or worked with you, Jean, in your own words, can you help us understand what is Brainbox?
Yeah, absolutely. So Brainbox is, you know, the autonomous vehicle, autonomous car. Well, we did the same for building. So we connect the building, and we extract the data, and then we operate the building in real time without any human in the loop in terms of making the performance of the building much better in terms of saving energy and saving emission. So you have to remember, like the building stack in our world, on our planet, that it's about 1/3 of the total energy being consumed. So if we're able to reduce a bit that energy, we're really contributing to the equation. And so far, Brainbox is able to reduce the energy of existing building, like the one we're in here today, by about 20 to 25%.
Wow. And I think what's really cool, which I'm sure the folks are going to want to learn more about, is like your use of generative AI and Amazon Bedrock. So can you explain how it is that you're using Amazon Bedrock?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been playing with Amazon Bedrock as a beta user until since last summer, and we really use these LLM Bedrock carousel, which is quite neat because the way to work Bedrock is you have all of these models, and you could really interchange a model depending on what is the question. So you could really leverage all of the usage of these models. And we basically connected Bedrock to the existing knowledge base of of Brainbox.
Okay.
And basically telling the LLM agent, that's what we build a wrap around Bedrock, is we really built an autonomous AI agent, and really using that knowledge to make the life of all the people operating this building much better. And it's the situation where you have like an incredible amount of data, and you have some issue, and you need to figure out quickly what is the root cause. So typically, a person operating a building like this one would spend maybe 1 or 2 hours to find the root cause of what is the problem, looking into all of the different data source. With Bedrock, we're able to bring that down to 2 minutes, finding the right insight so you could operate. Yeah.
Yeah, as an old data center infrastructure guy who had the unfortunate task of running around and checking the HVACs and what's the humidity point and do we have leaks, and if so, how can we isolate the leak? That was like more than 80% of my job. Aside from the actual hands-on clicky stuff, it was go fix HVAC, and being able to like concatenate that down to an intelligent interface that can help you not do that and focus on keeping your operations team going, focus on your reliability, sustainability. That's huge. And it actually ties into the next question that I had for you guys. Can you help me understand how Aria's generative AI capabilities might help a facility manager beyond just the typical break fix? We talked about getting that time back. What are some of the things that they've been able to do back with that time?
Yeah, absolutely. I can take that one.
Yeah, please.
Think of using generative AI as almost a white space of possibilities of interacting with Brainbox's technology. Our initial product was a predictive autonomous AI that has a layer of intelligence that optimizes building efficiency on top of what the HVAC control system does.
Okay.
Now, in order to build that product, we had to put on a lot of infrastructure. We had to accumulate a ton of data, clean and normalize the data. And what generative AI allows the end users, and whether or not that's a facility manager or a service technician, It allows that person to interact with the rest of Brainbox's systems that are connected to the building, have their own versions of intelligence. So for example, very generically, a facility operator could log into their building and ask, what do I need to know about my building today? Just as a starting point.
Okay.
And ARIA will generate those insights. You can ask for those insights in charts or graphs. You can ask for them in tables or in paragraph form, whatever you need. And then you can continue the conversation from there. Okay, so I see this AHU has an error code. What does that error code mean? Can you change a set point to make that unit run less? The opportunities are pretty wide open.
Wow. I would love to see this. Can you show us a quick demo?
Yeah,
of it?
absolutely. Absolutely. I think I've got something queued up here.
All right.
Hit play, live demo.
Aria, I'm preparing my yearly sustainability report. Can you give me an overview of my Scope 1 and 2 emissions?
Here's the breakdown of your portfolio emissions.
Can I get an Excel file with a detailed breakdown of my building's emissions and carbon intensity based on grid emission rates?
Sure, here it is.
What GHG emissions were mitigated thanks to Brainbox AI this year?
Brainbox AI reduced 2,579 tons of CO2e across your portfolio this year.
Can you compile all this information into a report and email it to me?
Yes, the report has been sent.
My building is optimized by Brainbox AI, and this is life with Aria. Aria,
So there's a particular example.
Wow.
That's an example. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really was. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that were really cool, I think, that you were able to showcase. And so it sounds like maybe there must be some more additional machine learning and a more robust architecture that you're using. So, Sean, can you talk about maybe the other AWS services in addition to Bedrock that are a part to make Aria successful?
Yeah, we're really talking here, it's an autonomous AI agent. So the LLM is a component of that framework, right? So there's different Lambda, Worker, and Farragut, which are being used to beef up the LLM. And I'm going to give you two examples. So, with Aria, you're able to give it a mission. So we're really talking here like a permanent session. So you don't open your session, you finish your session. It's a permanent session that keeps going. You could give it a mission to Aria, saying, well, you know, I'm going to go to sleep, I'm going on vacation, I'm going for lunch. Aria, please monitor this, and if you see these situations happening, please execute this basically command. And then Aria will just basically follow that mission, execute the mission, and then of course report back to you. So that's kind of one example. Another example is the capability to capture the knowledge of these very skillful knowledge worker that really understand the building inside out because they've been operating it for 30 years. So that feedback loop where the human could basically inject his own knowledge within the agent, and we keep that in the knowledge base for the future references, is also another feature which kind of build the entire AI agent.
Really cool.
I'm genuinely speechless because I could think of very easily well over 2, maybe even 3 dozen examples in my career where some obscure thing by the person that has all the localized knowledge that just instantly comes up randomly on a phone call like, hey, do you know where the Vormetric encryption keys are kept for this device that controls access to these HVACs? And 12 years later, they're still coming to me about it. This drastically simplifies that as well as being able to contextualize and add those additional bits that make your life easier as an operator. You mentioned Bedrock a couple times. Can you help me understand what that journey looked like for you? Because more and more in working with partners and customers, I hear that they're happy to jump in, but it's difficult to make that final step into an actual live product. So would love to hear your take on how it went for you.
Yeah, I think what's interesting with Bedrock is the fact that you've got this carousel of models, so you could basically interchange a model quite easily. So you don't have to make a bet and basically say I'm going to build around this provider of model. You could basically you stay agnostic to a certain point, right? Okay. So that's the first point. The second point is the carousel is always updated. So I'm giving the example of Entropic. So we went during the winter, we were developing on 2.1, then 3.0 came aboard. As soon as 3.0 was available on Bedrock, I mean, it took about 72 hours, and we were using 3.0. Now we're flipping to 3.5, and we keep floating at the latest of the latest. So that's quite easy and really helping to develop forward, because you don't have to worry about that. Like AWS is taking care of that problem for you. Now, if you look at the different way that the knowledge database is managed on Bedrock, it's making also your life quite easy to integrate existing data set like we had within the Bedrock infrastructure. So I would say, like, if you already have a data set and you know that that data is accurate and curated correctly, it's quite easy to mix the two and have something which is ready to production within a few months.
Wow. Yeah, really cool. One of the questions I saw that was in that demo was really around like the sustainability of the building. So I'm just kind of curious then, like how does Brainbox's AI technology balance like that energy efficiency with maintaining optimal indoor conditions?
Yeah, absolutely. A core tenet of our optimization product is comfort itself. We don't pretend to come into a building and know what is comfortable for those who occupy the building. We are taking the definition of comfort from the facility manager, facility engineer, or the tenants themselves if those are written into, for example, lease requirements. So what we are doing is optimizing the comfort or the indoor conditions of the space within the parameters of, yes, the equipment, how hard can this equipment run, or what are the parameters to run it safely, and what do the tenants need to be comfortable. We're not defining that. We absolutely, if Brainbox comes in and people start to get uncomfortable, we're absolutely failing at what we're trying to do here. There's no practical need to save energy, either cost or carbon reduction, if you're sweating in your office building.
Yep.
So you
Totally.
mean like the state of Texas says set your thermostats to 85 during the day? That's probably not going to be a good thing. It may save you some pennies, but at the end, the long run, everybody in the building is going to be a little sticky, a little grumpy, a little of everything.
Absolutely, and I don't know if we really want to take this conversation into the Texas utility regulatory landscape, which might
a little squiffy.
That's right.
It's a little squiffy, but I digress. That actually leads to my next question. I'm really intrigued in the idea of an AI assistant like Aria. We've talked about how it works in practice, and through the video, we saw the type of interactions that it has. But if I'm just a facility manager, and my core remit is making sure the building is up and running, everything is up, green on my pretty dashboard, reports look wonderful, what is the most common feature set or the most common type of thing that facility managers use Aria for?
So I would say that these facility manager on a typical day, they will receive a large amount of alert. There's a bit too hot here, it's a bit too hot here. There's something weird with that pump, the way it works. And really, they will probably tackle half of the list on a given day, and then when they leave home, half of the list is not attended. They try to prioritize and they fix what is more important, but they rarely leave at the end of the day with, like, I've done the entire list, this building is impeccable, right? So Aria is giving them the opportunity to kill that entire list of issue before the end of the shift. And when they leave, the building is impeccable. So because it increases their productivity. So it's really a tool to accelerate how can they resolve a problem.
Wow.
Productivity increase is a huge component of this product, because there was a survey last year, I think, from JLL, where 50% of facility managers feel that they're understaffed. And so an augmentative tool like Aria will allow the existing workforce to tackle that much more.
Wow. Well, this has been fascinating. I'm really excited. So where can people go to if they want to learn more about Brainbox?
Our website, brainboxai.com, is where we have most up-to-date information about everything we're doing.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here today. And everyone, stick around. We've got more coming up at the AWS Summit, including the keynote. So we're going to be live streaming that. So stick around.